to hear. Hockey treating you well still?
Um, it's a fun game.
That's okay. Fair enough.
We're rocking that solid record of 0-4, but we're doing good.
I mean, you guys are drinking, so if you were doing better than that, I'd be asking if you guys were actually drinking.
I mean, we're having fun.
And that's what matters. Hockey's all about punching the guy on the other team. Assuming it is you guys are in a contact league.
No, it's no check league.
Oh, what the fuck? Then why would you play?
It's fun.
Okay, now you have me confused. I don't get it. I don't see the fun. I mean, to me, hockey is let me smash into you as hard as I can. But then again, I can't skate, so that might be why.
And I've
Oh,
only played since I was like 3 or 4 years old, so
okay. Fair
I've
enough.
kind of got it figured out.
I get you. Okay. You never tried for professional?
Fuck no.
Why not? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't even. I played for like in high school. I played for like I guess you'd consider it like the rec league instead of
Mhm.
like a high school team
Oh, okay.
because high school teams would they practice every day of the week, play
Yeah.
4 games a month, but
Mhm.
the rec league practiced twice a week, had anywhere from 2 to 4 games a weekend.
Mhm.
So it was just more bang for your buck.
Fair enough. Although I don't think you should use bang in any sort of sport, but yeah, all right. Don't ask. I mean, to be fair, I used to do wrestling, so I can get that. I would still do it if it wasn't the fact that the sport or the stuff I practiced. A lot of people don't want to get into as a side thing, so that's why I started going into doing weight training and then trying to compete in the Highland Games. But we get to do real drinking, and we don't get to throw trees at each other anymore. They did kind of outlaw that, which kind of sucks. Well, you ready for today?
Sure, why not?
Good to hear. And hi, Fuka.
Hello.
I gotta turn you up, Fuka, because you're. Oh, well. Okay, I've got to turn up the recording. There we go. That should help a little bit. Okay. All we're waiting for is Fel. I'll tag her and get her attention. Have you guys seen Fel's new name?
Excuse me?
Fel, your new name. Oh my god.
What happened?
I went to tag you and the name is
Oh, yeah!
Bastard Supreme. You're not a bastard though.
No, it broke again. It won't let me change my name. How annoying.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It should be back to fellow again.
Okay, so instead we've got Bastard Supreme.
Oh, yeah, it was temporarily that. Which is
Got.
why Discord wouldn't register it because it
Oh.
thought it was fellow.
Okay. So I gotta
Now it's
ask.
correct.
Why the change in name to that?
Because of the guy in my icon is a supreme bastard.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, cause I was like, wait, I don't think you're a bastard. I mean, you never told me about your personal story, like your family life much. So, but that
In
would
my
be.
family life, I'm a huge bastard. Yeah.
Well, no, like for example, I am a bastard. I was born out of wedlock, so that's what I meant. So when I see
Hear,
that, I always
hear.
have to
Oh.
ask. Yeah, I mean, as ghetto as it gets, as they say. But yeah. Also, for those wondering, the term bastard actually originates from Christians and Catholic religious beliefs because of the fact that marriage became so sacred to their religion. While most religions outside of Orthodox back in the day didn't really have an issue with children outside of marriage, unless you were Muslim. But I don't believe if in the case of Jewish that they had a term for it, and I don't think technically Muslims had a term for it either. I think that the women were just basically stoned to death back in the old multiple Muslim religions if they had a child out of wedlock. So, interesting fact. Bastard is a Catholic term.
Neat.
It's the fun stuff you learn because actually, in fact, most pagan religions, which is technically a term developed, of course, by the Catholics to mean barbarian or barbaric. So when referring to pagan, that's any religion that was not recognized by the Pope himself. Because Christians at one time did actually follow the Pope as their supreme speaker of I guess Christ technically, because Christians don't believe in the Holy Trinity as equality. They're Christ worshippers. But yeah, the Pope designated any religion that they did not recognize, which was Muslim, Judaism, and then I think Orthodoxy. Everything else was considered barbaric. So that's why when people refer to Wiccans and Wicca or Norse, they call them pagans, is because that was a term coined by the Catholics to refer to barbaric people or uncivilized, due to the Romans being the center of civilization. So, welcome to Random Facts with the DM. You may all applaud now.
Damn it, Dolphin.
No, that was Fel. Dolkin's
Oh.
gone silent.
I was thinking about crickets.
Right? Same here.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. I feel, God damn it. Oh, man. But yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You guys. Today's episode's going to be interesting. I don't think Cameron's going to join us, so I'm just going to start early. We probably won't go for a very long episode. It's going to be a little bit lore heavy to set up the next
Hold
big
on.
arc.
Is
Huh?
it just us?
Yeah, Cameron's out because he's babysitting still his nephew, and then Zaya, the player's name is Mia, something like that. She is going to be out for a little while because she's switching phone plans. However, there's been a lot of arguments at home, which I'm happy to go with explain off recording if you'd like.
No way. It's only us three. Oh, this is gonna suck. Even I
Oh,
almost
boy.
didn't show up. I was like, I feel bad. I'm gonna just sink into the couch and not show up, but I'm here
Damn.
anyways.
Damn, the laziness
Wow.
stuff.
Well, it depends. Are you on a couch and are you applying for a job? Because if it's something to do with life, that's fine.
No, I just get hit with that depression real hard, guys.
Well, that's even more of a reason to come join D&D, because then you get to laugh at your friends while they make stupid mistakes. Or is that just me?
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes I can't talk.
Ah,
I just don't have that power to conversate with multiple people at once. But hey, I'm here anyways. Just us three playing.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever had a problem speaking.
Lucky you.
Well, you know what? That is
Wow.
not the response I thought I was gonna get from that comment, so I appreciate that. All
I
right.
wish I was like that.
Fake it till you make it. That's my advice. And if you want more advice on this
Yeesh.
stuff, we can go about it after the game. Or during. So I don't care either way. Anyways, so we're just gonna get started, and I just dropped my D4.
Let's try to not do anything too important today.
Well,
Let's
ow!
stall a lot.
I just shocked myself. Oh, there it is. Did not want to lose that because the D4 is the most dangerous dice of the bunch. Alright, also, as a little known fact, something else, a little extra fact for you, a Lego actually takes up to, I think it's 3,000 pounds before you can actually crush it, for those who didn't know. Anyways,
I'm about to crush a Lego.
Yay.
I just happened to be watching a YouTube video earlier on crushing things, and Lego came up, and they were trying to crush a Lego bus, and legitimately it took 3,309 pounds before the thing even started to bend. So, all right, last time we left off, and Fuka, I will have something I want you to clip. So just listen for when I mention it, because Wolf will want to hear this when he sees this whole thing.
Ah, shit.
You're gonna get to
Alright,
listen to
1
Wolf
second.
get very pissed off. I'll tell you when. Don't worry. All right. So, and you can always look back on the video and clip it later. Last time we left off, the party had managed to get traumatized by a gecko chameleon that likes to speak in Acacian words. It freed Zaya, turned a boat upside down, turned a boat into brick, made Doken go silent and walk away, and fixed E2's curse temporarily. The party would later end up with Zaya on their boat, who had been captured by the Rakshasa. However, due to the fact that the spells of this great and powerful chameleon would wear off, they had to actually continue to chase down the boat that she was in, so that way they would be able to rescue her beforehand. Upon arriving onto the island, only a few moments after the ship that Zaya was formerly on made dock, they decided to jump off, stand in the middle of the beach, and watch as it was unloaded. While watching while it was unloaded, unfortunately, one of the other prisoners on said Rakshasa boat, a lich by the name of No One Remembers, happened to recognize Van Zorwin, who and then promptly shouted and waved, catching all
Oh,
15 of the Rakshasa's attention.
Ah, that's right.
For those who forget what a Rakshasa is, this is a 13 CR level monster that cannot be affected by anything above below a level 6 spell and does not take doesn't take damage from non-magical weapons, if I remember correctly. Either way, the party's probably not going to take it on due to the fact that they're a mix of level 5s and 6s, for those who don't know. The party currently finds themselves standing in the middle of this beach, with Zaya and Van Zorwin standing at the forefront, and 15 Rakshasa coming charging right at them. However, before the party gets a chance to act, and Lich realizing what it had just done, and being still a Lich, the poor bastard manages to teleport himself out of the cage and
Oh,
running
fucking
straight towards... Fuck, I gotta remember character names. Advali, Dolkin, and E2, while Ven and Zaya get ready to withdraw their weapons. I assume Dolkin, you are withdrawing your weapon and getting ready to fight as well.
Yeah.
I am not going to fight.
All right, well that's good. This is gonna go brutally.
Great.
Just a reminder for those who don't realize, Zilpip was only able to barely beat one of these things on his own if it hadn't been for his own personal demon. As the Lich continues to charge towards you lot with right behind the Rakshasa, suddenly, or just as suddenly as he manages to vanish, he appears again right behind E2, Dolkin, and Advali, grabbing hold of E2 and Advali, being the less armored of the group, and throwing them behind him as you two fall into what looks to be a giant grassy field of complete open plains, with a dark
He's
sky
a good
and a
guy.
moon overhead.
What the fuck?
Dolkin, you find yourself getting suddenly tapped on the shoulder and kind of shoved, but with very little effect, as you are a bulkier sort of dwarf, as has been established, towards the now open, what looks to be a doorway into another dimension, or into another plane. And the Lich pointing you in the direction while he grabs as he grabs Zaya and Ven. Are you gonna go, Dolkin, or are you gonna try and stand your ground?
Well, fuck me sideways. That's a domain door. I'm going through it.
Starts examining it. Do you want to roll to see if you can figure out how he smithed it?
Oh god.
Take your time.
As I'm walking.
How about we don't and get in?
No, take your time.
Go
We're
ahead,
already in
Dolkin.
it. Dolkin can stand out there and examine the door.
It's only 15
Take a
Rakshasa.
good look at it. Roll.
Yeah, Dolkin, would you like to roll an intelligence check with your proficiency, and with your glasses on? Hopefully they'll make a difference.
It's been so long. What is the roll command for Discord?
/R
R,
/R
D20?
D20 plus whatever. So that should be it.
You said it was intelligence.
Yes, your intelligence plus your proficiency. You rolled the same thing I did. All right. As you manage to look at the door, you gain some interesting knowledge. You're starting to understand how to formulate a door that could theoretically open to other planes. The idea is coming together slowly. The only issue is you're afraid that at this point, if you did it, you cannot control which plane you'd end up on. But you now have a almost full understanding of how this spell how this works. Congratulations, you are now a domain smith. As
Whoa,
you kind of,
good job. This
as-
is useful.
Wait,
as you, what?
is he outside or inside the door?
He's walking through as he's staring
I'm
at the
doing one of
door,
those things where like you walk through your lower body through the door while you're still looking.
Oh.
kind of raising
I'm
his
just
glasses
waiting.
up and down as these Rakshas are pulling out glowing weapons and such.
Right? I'm just waiting for that moment when he's just like ready to go in and he's grabbing careful back out.
So as you walk through Dokkan, you also notice that suddenly the lich seems to kind of shove into your back, and you feel something on your back, kind of not the lich's hand, but something kind of square and rather large pushed into your back as he pushes you through. And as the lich starts to walk through with both Zaya and Ven, the door slams shut right behind you Dolkin, with a bit of your hair falling off in the process.
I'm too baffled by this door to care.
As the door disappears, last thing you see is, for once in your life, a skeleton who looks almost shocked that his own magic doesn't work as well as he hoped. And then the door closes and everything goes silent. A nice wind is heard in the distance. Dolkin, you feel some pressure on your back. Something seems to be very warm.
Is it painful or is it just there?
No, just very warm. Your armor seems to be warm overall, like almost as if someone put like a small heating pad on your back in between you and the armor.
I'll turn around to just look at this lich and be like, "Did you put
The lich
something
isn't there.
on my back?"
The lich
He's not
isn't
there?
there. Nope, he didn't make it through the door.
But
Neither
No.
did
Lich isn't here?
neither did Ven or Zaya. The door closed before they could get through.
Oh,
shit.
fuck. Well, open another door. See if we can find them.
We don't know how to open a fucking
Yeah. Okay.
domain door.
Okay.
Duncan,
Yeah.
open a door to a random place. Let's get them.
Gonna
Oh god.
focus
Well, this
intently.
is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Reach out, grab the invisible door handle that I'm gonna summon out of the ether.
What the fuck?
I'm enjoying this very
Dokkan,
much.
as you go to try and grab a handle, you guys just see him putting his hand out at where the door was and like grasping at nothing. Dolkin, there's
What a
nothing there.
Thinking
fuck?
he can open the door.
However,
Yes.
Dokkan, you realize from your spell that you can actually start to craft these out of items that you have on hand. However, whatever you make the door out of will be the same size as what the dimension or the dimension way will be. So if you
Well,
make
I
a
can put
tiny
through anything.
like a dime, if you use a dime as a door, you're only gonna see a dime through.
Okay.
So you're welcome to use an item if you have anything that you want to use
Do
to
you
try
have
and make
like a
craft a door.
sheet of cloth,
Why?
like a cape,
So are we not? Are you
paper
not
towel?
going to examine your body?
As Dolkin kind of
I mean, I can't
turns,
see it, so
as Dolkin
mean,
kind
you
of
can
turns and
feel
starts
it.
going through his pack looking for something to open the door, Advil, you start to notice there's a giant, a rather large-sized blue gemstone that's about the size of roughly a
What?
football. And this is
What
where
the
you want to
fuck?
clip. This is where you want to clip this.
All right.
This blue gemstone seems to glow with a bright light, and it's rather large, and it seems to have a strange incantation on it. As
I
you're
would
kind
like
of
to touch it.
okay, as you go and suddenly poke Dolkin in the back, you suddenly find yourself staring down at the ground, and everything looks so much smaller. Dolkin,
Oh, shit.
not noticing anything as he's going through his
What's up,
pack.
midget?
And Advili, as you look up, E2 is now about 50 stories tall.
Shit. Well, we got an Amazon on our hands.
50
guys get so
stories.
tiny?
As she
Wait.
says that, literally the boom from her voice causes the ground to shake.
Hey, Dolkin, look up.
Huh? What? I mean, I
As-
didn't really expect these trees to be here. What happened?
Look.
As you
up.
look up, Dolkin, you just see a giant E2.
I lay down very softly, as soft as I can.
The entire ground starts to shake, knocking
Can
Adley
you
and
not
Dolkin
cause an
on
earthquake?
on their butts. And just as suddenly as you lay down, you shrink back down.
Okay, great. We can use that to make a portal. I'll get give me an item. No. Advily should get
What?
really big. Give Dolkin a really big item. Make a giant door out of it.
I mean,
D-
as
You
you
don't.
look around, you realize the sky seems to be a strange red color. The moon is green. In fact, there's actually 3 moons in the sky, and the stars are flashing with a bright yellow intensity. The grass itself seems to be black. The ground seems to be almost a solid white, like almost a frosty color, and the
But-
wind is rather chilling.
We can still see everything, right?
Oh yeah, it's clear as day. The 3 moons seem to light up the entirety of the area, while Dolkin continues
Is-
to look at trying to figure out how to make a door.
Is there any form of life walking about?
Not that you can see. This is an open plain as far as the eye can see.
Ah, shit. Hey. Oh shit. Wait, you're back to your normal size.
Yes. As you do
Want
look
me
at
to
the
touch it again?
E2,
No.
as you do look at the gem, you see something carved at the very bottom. Go ahead and give me a investigation check to see if you can figure out what this is.
Okay, give me a second. Let
No
me-
worries.
Investigation +4. All right, buddy. Let's do this.
Please roll a natural one.
+4. 11.
All right, let me message you what it says.
Oh boy. Can't wait for these juicy details.
As you read,
Ruh-roh.
as you read it out, you look at the gem and it starts to make a little bit more sense.
I'm gonna start walking back slowly.
What's going on?
As E2 backs away from Dolkin's back. Dolkin, what are you gonna craft a dimension door out of?
The only thing I could think of is using my bedroll.
Uh-huh.
Great idea.
Now my question is, are you gonna roll the bed out fully or are you gonna keep it wound up?
See, here's the other thing I'm thinking is I don't want to open this random door and then have be some crazy monster on the other side of it and let him through, right?
That's true, yeah. So what's the idea here, Dolkin? You are now officially the domain smith. It is your decision.
All right, so I have a dagger. What I
Uh-huh.
want to do is
Okay.
I want to like turn it so the flat side is facing, right?
Okay.
And I want to use that flat side as the door,
Okay.
just so I can kind of get a glimpse.
All right. As you taking out, I assume you have a hammer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Taking out your hammer, you smack a few times onto the thing. Whisper a light enchantment similar to the one you read in between the lines on the domain door that the lich had opened, and just peeking in, you see what looks to be fire, misery, and you can hear a loud shriek of screams of pain.
Jeez, are
okay,
you
so
trying
we're
to
gonna
cause a
just-
genocide now?
We're just gonna like stick the dagger in the ground and hopefully just erase whatever that was.
The door shuts, and the screaming stops.
All
As
right,
you,
so this whole
yes.
door idea is probably not great.
You
No,
don't
try it again.
say.
Try it again. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try it again.
and no one mind what the gemstone said.
I'm going to examine the gemstone and see what it says.
All right, give me an investigation check as E2 has been slowly backing away from the thing.
Okay.
Hey, DM, are you streaming right now?
I am.
Yes, he is.
Can you link me to it?
No, I refuse.
It should be on the
Yeah,
pins in
but it
Discord.
might not be on. Oh, it might be, but it's gonna be far back. So yeah, let me just give you a link. What you're telling me you
Oh, no,
don't
I
follow
found it.
me? Oh, okay.
I do.
Let's say better. Otherwise, I'm gonna get offended here.
I like to watch your
Nat
face while you
20!
describe.
Nat
What?
20!
Nat
Oh.
20, go!
All right. Well, good news. You didn't need the net 20 for it, but
I know, but it,
in full inscription in cryptic runes, it reads that.
ah.
And
Yeah.
now you know
Ruh-roh.
Hold
why
on,
E2
hold
backed
on.
up.
Hold on. I
You-
don't know this person.
No,
Who
you
is
do
this
not.
person? Who is this person?
But you do know who Piplis is because Zaya did mention that person to you.
They mentioned it, but I never met them.
That's true.
I
However,
still
this
don't know
person
who they are.
also actually, go ahead and give me a history check to see if you recognize this name, because this person's pretty well famous. Dolkin, are you planning to open another door, or are you good?
Wait, can I
Yeah, I'm
roll
just doing
with
the same thing with the dagger.
Mhm.
Can I roll with disadvantage because remember that conversation with
Nope, you don't
fucking
have
what's his-
to.
Okay.
All right, Dolkin, as you doing it with the dagger again?
Yep.
As you open this now, you see what looks to be a small entry into what looks to be a massive marble building with bookshelves everywhere, statues, fountains. It's gorgeous. There's
Ooh.
Oh, what's that?
you
Oh,
see
this was pretty cool. E2, look at this. Why are you so far away?
I'm sorry. Oh no, it's fine. You describe to me what it looks like. It's okay.
Get over here.
No,
Come to
I'm
you?
good.
Yeah, I'll come to you.
God, please don't walk any closer to me. There's like a ticking time bomb on your back.
Speaks
There's
thy.
a there's a what?
A bomb.
I got
a
a
bomb on
3.
your back.
You've heard of this person. You know they're very notable as a very dangerous person, and they have a very large bounty on their head.
Eh.
In the millions of gold pieces, which is pretty much unknown
Good thing there's no
to the
cops
world.
around.
Well, cops don't deal in bounties. That'd be bounty hunters.
Whoa.
But yeah, so it's not common for a person to get much more than a couple of hundred gold pieces on their head. But you remember this person seeing a poster at one point in one of the many taverns you visited for some said 1 million, some said around 5 million gold pieces for the persons listed on there.
Ooh.
So. Yeah, Dolkin, so as you start to walk over to E2, her continuously slowly backing away,
Stop
The-
walking away. Just want you to show you this.
you feel something finally bounce off your back and hear a slight plop as something heavy seems to hit the ground behind you.
Yeesh.
Oh,
Is it-
excuse me.
Jesus fucking
Really?
Christ, dude.
Fucking
Really?
goddammit. Yeah, alright, so what's the plan here, boys and girls?
I'm trying to show E2 this cool little thing.
Hey
Yes.
E2, we found a nice luxurious dimension if you want to come.
Does it have liquor?
Yes.
Oh, I'll be right over. And I start sprinting over there.
As you see the giant glowing gemstone laying on the ground right between Dolkin's legs, just out of
Ooh.
sight.
Can
As
I try and lift the gemstone?
You're gonna turn into super big size?
Yeah,
Okay.
as you go ahead and give me a strength check. Let's see if you can pick it up.
Ah, shit. I got a
Dole
negative in
can
this.
pick it up, and he doesn't even notice.
If Dolkin gets a hold of this thing, someone's gonna have a very large hammer after this.
15.
You managed to pick it up. It's actually fairly light, surprisingly. Overall, it's almost weightless, and it doesn't seem to turn you into a giant. It stopped glowing as soon as you picked it up, though.
Huh.
How come
Okay.
it only works on me?
I guess I'll just wrap it around my back then.
Okay.
And leave it.
All right. As you put it in your pack and put it away, you can now add an item to your inventory. This
Can
is
you
a
do it?
no.
Because fuck you.
This is a gemstone with a 11th level spell of
Oh, joy!
Yeah, you get the sense that there's been a lot of people sacrificed to make this thing. I will add it later on. With the full information on it.
Yay!
You also suddenly, as you put it in your pack, start to get this weird feeling that you are now being hunted by someone. Someone very dangerous and hateful. As
So,
as you look through the dagger size door, E2, and you're at this point, the thing is so small that you're the only one who can really see it, because it's about one person can see through it at a time. You see something in the far background, behind what looks to be one of the giant bookshelves, made of marble. Something seems to be moving in the far back, and it seems to be rather large.
Oh, can I call to it?
What are you
Be
gonna
like, hey,
say?
look at me. Well, I'm just gonna say hi.
and if fire breathes out of it, that's you lose an eye.
I
As
only have one eye.
As you say that, and you look about, the statues seem to turn and are staring now at you, but nothing seems to happen otherwise.
Can I ask for it to come closer? We're in a bit of a jiffy. We need some help. Can you
Oh
help
my
me? Can you,
God.
like, I don't know, slip something useful through this very tiny hole? not
As
anything
you say
bad.
that,
Here comes an eye.
No,
Here comes the loss of an eye.
as you
I
say
was
that,
thinking something else, but
actually, we're gonna get to this. As you say that, suddenly a statue is standing immediately in front of you.
I hope it's not at waist level.
Something seems to poke through.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
There is now what looks to be a rather thick, almost finger-like object sticking through the tiny hole.
I touched a finger.
It is made of stone. It is cold to the
Oh.
touch.
Hey, Advoli, suck this stone finger off.
Nah, that's all you, boo.
It's waiting, and it isn't moving.
Oh, give me this. Do you have a knife on you? Do you have a dagger on you?
No, I'm using it to make the door.
Not you. You.
E2, do you have a dagger on you?
No, but I have this giant glowing staff.
Okay, no. Do you have any ink?
Ink?
Ink.
Like a pen?
Yes.
Not. Do I? Question mark.
It would
Oh
be
my God.
in your inventory, or under your equipment, and it would be like called an ink vial. And I don't believe you have oil, but you do not have any ink.
Can we use oil? Just like very lightly.
Okay.
Okay
then.
Yeah,
I
you
plucked-
can use oil.
Okay. I
Well,
pluck
take
off
this
one
oil.
of my.
Here you go.
I pluck off one of my feathers
Uh-huh.
as a writing, as something to write with, and I dab it in the oil to start writing. What do you want me to say?
Help.
Help.
As you start to
I
write
don't know
on
what
it,
else.
it seems to moan out harder.
Fuck this! I'm out. I'm going. I'm leaving. This is stupid.
Okay then. I just write help and then just leave it. That
And then shove his dick back in through the dagger hole.
you wanted it to come. I hope it's not coming.
I was not expecting this.
Really?
You're the one that
Really?
wrote help on it. Someone's
It's
dick.
one of Dulkin's doors, and you weren't expecting some shenanigans. All right. Dulkin, did you want to do anything to the stone ligament that is poking through the dagger-sized hole?
Hammer?
No.
Yes, hammer. Yes.
Straight
no.
down on it?
Hammer?
Straight down on it like a whack-a-mole, or hitting it from the side, just to clarify?
Whack-a-mole.
Like you know how like you stick something off the edge of a table? and
Yeah.
hit it.
Uh-huh.
And, like fling it.
It's made of
Kinda like that.
stone.
Okay.
No. Why?
Give
Why are
me
you doing this?
give me an attack
Why?
roll.
Why are you doing this? We're trying to find a way out of here.
I'm
Not
using
trying-
I'm using like my actual warhammer.
Yep. Go ahead. Give me an
That's
attack roll.
excessive.
Just do me damage. You can't miss it.
Just damage. What
Mhm.
is the damage on this thing? It's one of these. Plus one of these. Plus
Well,
one of these.
well.
10
Well.
damage.
As you slam down with all of your might with this hammer, going to ricochet this thing through, You hear a loud slam, a crack, and then almost as soon as your hammer hits this thing, you can feel you can see that what looks to be what would be an invisible impression of and smoke coming off of it right around the dagger, as something seems to almost thud against the invisible wall, and just as suddenly the stone ligament drops to the ground.
I'm not touching that.
Great.
And the
Alright, you
the
want-
dimension closes.
Alright, you want me to try another door?
Great.
Yeah, let's try again.
All right, let's try it one more time.
Can you use something bigger than a glory hole?
I don't know,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Let me check.
Nothing actually.
I got a chest.
There you go. Do you want to work with a chest, Dulkin?
Like a big ass box.
Like
kinda
an
chest?
actual chest.
Yeah, like a
Yes.
treasure chest size. Yeah, like what you'd expect someone to carry around.
Either that or a backpack.
I guess we can try the chest.
Okay, that
Alright.
works. I can fit through one of those.
As don't make it.
Damn.
Can't fit through
Damn.
the glory hole yet.
Damn. Anyway, do you want me to remove the chest?
All right. So Dolkin said he wants to use the chest. So Dolkin, as you take the chest from Advali and start working on the thing, you actually start smashing it, and as you try to pick up the chest to where it would normally open up, nothing is there. And then as you notice, the top of the lid kind of pops open, and the dimension's actually at the bottom of the chest now. And as you look in, you see a very familiar place. A nice tavern with what looks to be dressed people with a kind of undersea theme going on. A lot of different patrons enjoying simple drinks. But
Ruh-roh.
butlers walking about.
Not again.
A band playing a little bit of music, and the entire bar or tavern looks to be designed and really well decorated by the in a full underwater theme. It's gorgeous by all accounts. This would be what you'd expect in a high class place.
Is it the King's Head?
It looks familiar. You
Oh,
don't.
it definitely is.
If you see patrons, oh, hang on.
Yes.
Are they wearing masks?
Yes, they are.
Yep, it's the King's
Yep.
Head.
Knew it. Should we jump in? Can they take us home potentially?
I highly doubt that. They
You
would
do
think that-
remember from your travels with the King's Head that it does teleport randomly in the main plane of existence. So it just
So-
you could teleport technically anywhere.
I'll just shout into the
you-
box.
No!
Zem,
Yes.
Zome.
Ah, fuck.
One of the what looks to be
Say
one
his
of the
name 3 times.
one of the hostesses, a very young and voluptuous-looking gnome woman, comes up with her bright white teeth,
Oh,
green
God.
eyes, white long hair. And she smiles and says, "I'm sorry, but the master is currently dealing with something. May I be of assistance?"
Would you mind if we just came in quick? I know this is a odd doorway, but
Anybody who has entered before may enter again.
Well,
don't think-
time
I
to
don't-
jump in.
I don't think
yeah,
I've technically entered before.
I
Wait.
have.
Did anyone?
As she looks up, she
Yeah.
sees E2 and says, "You know, the prince has been looking for you. Unfortunately, he went home just an hour ago.
Oh, thank goodness he's not here.
Where's the tall, old, horny one?
Oh,
And
that
the
one.
small one that accompanied you lot with," she looks to E2, "the young tiefling lady who spent some time with one of our other patrons. What happened to those two?" As she
Yeah,
kind of
they
starts
stuck
to.
somewhere
around.
else.
Ah, okay. Well, you're welcome in. Welcome in to have a drink. It's on the house. Zelm has been doing a open order or open bar overall, so it's open to drink, open food, whatever you could need.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm about to instantly jump in this bitch. I need to get drunk.
Me
She
too, me
nods
too.
and says, "Welcome in, all."
I jump inside automatically.
as you kind of
I'm right after you.
shoving Dulkin, who was sitting there talking, into the chest, jumping.
Move, bitch!
Dulkin, you kind of smacked in the face for a second by Adley as he jumps in, and as E2 climbs in as well. You're the only one left on this plane as you hear a sudden loud roar coming off from a distant behind you.
I take it in for just a moment, the silence, and then I'll
As,
hop in the truck.
Oh, you
As
hate being around us.
Well,
as-
lucky you too, then, bitch.
remember, Dulkin comes from a small town. You know,
Wait,
he was born to fight, not run away constantly and almost die on multiple occasions. He's seen more
hold on.
wars in the last few months. Yes.
I just realized something. We didn't even destroy the treasure chest. Is it gonna still be open?
Huh? No.
Oh, okay.
As you guys climb through, and Doken closes the chest behind him, the chest dissipates and the gate closes. As you realize, you kind of climb through the window of the front entrance to the tavern. And as you enter in, you can see a lot of the patrons seem to be staring out the window as they seem to be watching something going on while drinks are being served. It's kind of become low light. Candles have been brought out as people seem to be enjoying what's going on outside. And as you lot kind of...
We should drink
Yes?
and then leave. We should take to-go cups.
The young gnomish woman offers to bring you to a table and starts taking your drink orders as well as any food orders that might be requested.
Wait, I'm just realizing we don't have time for this. We have like 24 hours to save our friends. They're out there on the beach, like dying probably.
Zelm's a time wizard. We'll be fine.
No, don't get caught up in that idea.
As you kind of get seated and everything, relaxing, the young lady brings over a few drinks, a large ale horn of mead for Dulkin, a little bit of brandy for E2, and looking at Adfully, she brings over a large glass of what looks to be a drink that changes colors every few seconds, and says,
Ooh, wait, I want what you're having.
from your patron.
Hold on. She's here?
Not that I know of. She did visit a few days ago. She was discussing at length with one of our other patrons in a very argumentative term, long, angrily. It was so...
Yeah, she tends to be very bitchy. I'm sorry on her behalf.
She tips well, though, and she got rid of one of our more troubling patrons.
Ah.
And the lady kind of gives Advli a wink and walks off. As you lot look around, are you guys just gonna drink your drinks and then take off?
I'm going to first look around and see what patrons are here, and then drink.
The first person you notice is a rather tall, high elven looking fellow in bright golden armor, wielding a bright golden staff, looking very paramount to very wealthy, and wearing a crown with a giant red ruby in the center, as well as his staff seems to glow and give off a very cold feeling as you look at it. As you continue to look about, two other patrons that catch your eye. One seems to be a very interesting looking young man, or is it a woman? You're not really sure what the gender of this creature is. You can tell that they're either a gnome or a halfling due to their height, but they seem to have long hair and goggles as they stare out at you, or stare off into the windows. They seem to be dressed as similar to what you'd expect of a poor engineer, someone who's very used to working with their hands. The third person that catches your eye, it seems to be a very old-looking elf. This person seems not Venzorwin old, but very well aged. They seem to be sitting there with very old-looking armor, as the armor design itself is a mix between iron chunks or chunks of iron and leather, seeming to have really strange markings carved into it. Legitimately carved, not branded, not melted, but carved like someone chiseled into it. And this person seems to be carrying a great sword that looks almost... it would look ridiculous even to someone of Dulkin's strength.
Hey, Dulkin.
What?
See that guy right there? The one with the giant greatsword?
Yep.
He might be a good smith for you. He might be a good smith. What is it? Smith puppet for you.
I don't know. Do you think he made it himself?
I mean, judging by how he has etched carvings in his armor, I say someone carved it for him.
Yeah. All right.
You should do it. Go.
Yeah. Take another swig.
All
I
right.
walk over there and just be like, "That's some beautiful armory and weapons you have."
Yes, he looks. I am of House Garong, but the armor I made myself.
It's fascinating. I've been working on my own suit of armor.
He looks at it and says, "Ah, you must be one of the stout folk. I've heard of your people. Your people learned of smithing from the giants, correct?"
Partially, we've taken bits from that. Yes.
Ah, I wonder if the great furnace still works. You had a reason for coming over here, I assume.
I was just curious if maybe you could impart some knowledge on me.
I could. What would you like to know?
These runes you have. What do they do? How could I maybe apply them to my own equipment?
The runes themselves I couldn't tell you. I didn't craft them. My father did. He made them for me and my 4 other brothers.
One man made 4 suits of armor of this high quality.
5 suits. Yes.
5 suits. It's amazing.
He also made the weapon on my back. Well, he didn't make the armor itself. He made the runes to protect them. The armor was of our making after learning from him. He's a well-known smith, legendary even in even the Stout folk lands. He's actually one of your people, from what I understood.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a name for him?
I do, but unfortunately, in your time period, his name has been lost.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yes, he is no way to your history. It was sad to see him left out. With all the accomplishments me and my brothers had, you would have thought that everyone would remember his name.
It tends to be the craftsman gets forgotten.
That's very true. But if you would like to learn of how I accomplished, or how he did this, I can teach you a few things.
Please, I'm here to learn.
So he kind of pulls out some iron tools and everything, and then brings out a book made of a leather binding. The leather, you're not sure where this leather came from. It does not look like it's from a normal like bison or cow or anything of the sort. Might be some sort of more mortal and more cognitive folk. But you do recognize the lettering on the front of the book as ancient or as Old Dwarvish. The only word that catches your attention is Clan Garamander. And as he continues to walk you through it, he starts to show you some designs. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see how much you can learn.
With proficiency or without?
With proficiency. Dulkin, the legendary smith. Well, sort of. As you start
distracted by the leather.
As you start to read and look off it, although a lot of it's in ancient Dwarvish, he hands you the book and says, "You may keep this and study this. I've got 2 other copies back home. It's a gift from a fellow smith to another, and maybe you can learn something of my father, and maybe you can bring his name to light during your days." And he just kind of sighs.
I will do my best.
And he smiles. As you start to read through it, you've learned how to fully make a weird, what looks to be a iron, but it is made of a blue material similar to lyrium that glows every once in a while with a red vein. You have suddenly mastered the ability to mix blue and red lyrium.
Woo!
And you can now implant that into your armor, and as soon as you can get more of that material.
So, while Doken's doing that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and convince E2 to speak to the no halfling thing, and I'm gonna go talk to the crown jeweled elf.
Okay. E2, are you going to drunkenly stumble over there and talk to the gnome halfling
No,
thing?
no.
Come on,
Last time
E2.
I talked to someone, I had a love child with them, and that's not happening again.
Okay, fine. Do you want to go talk to the elf and I talk to the little halfling thing? Because I'm pretty sure the elf will have wants nothing to do with it.
Yes, E2, which would you like?
Do you want the little halfling or do you want the elf?
None of them.
I'm pretty sure elves are only specific to other elves, especially within their own kind. They don't.
What
want
about Ben? Oh, I wish he was
This
here
is
right
Ben.
now.
This is Ben. Ben is a horny bastard to the point where he will fuck anything that has a vagina.
And sometimes some that don't.
Yeah.
E2 remembers fondly.
Just.
You know who I
Okay.
want to find? I want to find someone that can lift this curse that I have placed on me before the 24 hours are up.
This is what the magic elf thing, elf guy is over there for.
What if he tries to seduce me?
He's probably
Dulkin, you're
going
being
to-
seduced by the
You know
the
he's
other
my
elf. We
type.
all know it.
Oh my god. E2. I'm pretty sure with the one you had a love child with, that was someone of your species.
I know.
That is a
Okay.
racist elf. I'm pretty sure that he does not want to sleep with someone like you.
Okay. I know, I look like a dog. I get it. You have to come over there with me.
I want to talk to.
Afterwards, you have to come over here with me. What if he seduces me?
Oh God.
Why not get Dulkin involved instead? I mean, he feels like I think he'd want to be seduced at this point.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll go
Okay, we
speak
can
the
talk
half-
to the magic elf.
You sit here and drink. I'll talk to the little halfling, and then we can go speak to the magic elf. Okay?
No, no, no. You've convinced me. We have to go talk to him now.
I assume
Okay,
does E2
okay.
get up and go walking over there?
Yes, I drag Adwilly with me.
No wait while she's dragging me, I'm just gulping it down. I'm gulping down
Alright.
the serious liquid.
As you get dragged by this tiny sheepdog, and you see Dulkin over there trying to decipher and making small talk with the ancient-looking elf. You walk over. You see this man's again bright golden armor, full plate, with giant rubies all over his body. This
Is the man
massive staff
blinding us?
and a crown.
Oh,
Is the man
wow.
blinding us?
No, it's not shiny. It seems to be dull and have a few scuffs on it. It looks like it's been used in battle.
Oh.
I
so
tell
this
him
is
that he looks
battle.
really strong. Love that armor. Very sexy. Do you
For
shine it
someone
every...
who doesn't even seduce, you sure are helping your case.
Hey, looks.
I'm sorry, he's my type.
Hey, looks.
You know I like elves.
Battle Scars is your type?
No, old elves is her type.
Oh my god.
The daddy
Okay.
issues are strong with E2. As you start to try and attempt to make compliments with this man, he looks down at you and says, "Ugh, changelings and one of you. Great."
Hi, yes.
And
my
he's
racist-
mean. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Abusive abusive daddy issues. Got it. As the
Okay then.
man looks at you and says, "Can you?" As he kind of shoos you away with his hand, says, "Move to the side. I'm trying to watch the show while my army invades."
Oh, so there's a siege going on.
Yeah, as you
Cool.
suddenly turn around and look out the windows, you can see what looks to be a giant city with about 5 quadrants being under full siege, being attacked with fights going on left and right, and what looks to be fights going on now in the streets.
Well, damn.
It is a bloody
He's a
affair.
fucking idiot.
You see fire everywhere, a giant cannonballs the size of houses getting launched at these massive walls of black rock. A purple bright light that seems to blast off every few hours, and end up knocking or making people vanish within its light. A man just looks at you lot and says, "Now, can I do something for you?"
Me too.
Is that your army out there? That's kind of hot.
Yes,
Oh my god.
I am known as the Feasting Emperor, the Emperor of the High Emporium.
Oh wow, Ben's got nothing on you.
Can
He
you
looks at you and
not?
says, "Ven? Who's Ven?"
Ah, shit.
Ben Zorwin,
Don't.
my boyfriend.
Ah, shit.
You're with the traitor. Eh,
Ah, shit.
oh
Can
well.
you shut up for 5 seconds?
He looks at you two and
5.
says, "Well,
Ruh-roh.
at least I can tell you don't have taste. Oh well." And he continues sipping on his drink and eating and taking pieces out of his very, very raw-looking meat.
Ah, so I see that. Okay.
You see,
I can
Advili,
tell
this
that-
is why I needed you here with me.
This is why I wanted you to shut the fuck up for 5 seconds while I explain shit.
Oh gosh, I'll go
Anyway.
back to being mute then.
Don't be me.
Better than this shit. Anyway. Hi, Feasting Emperor. I'm pretty sure you've known my race. You probably despised it as much as anything that's not a high elf. But I'm gonna make
I
this
have no
quick.
issues with non-high elven races.
That's what.
Yes, your people, all people, think us high elves have nothing but like, but as you can see, a colleague of mine, well, another member of my race is over there helping one of the dwarves. As you see Dolkin kind of drooling over the paperwork as he's going through flipping, learning things left and right, figuring out ways to implant gemstones into his hammer to make it even more dangerous and deadly.
That one just gets wet over anything that's smithing, so I don't know about that one.
Says a man as he looks you up and down. I assume a man. In this day and age, you can never tell. I don't want to be judgmental. I assume that you're a servant of the High Queen.
That is correct.
Congratulations to you and your death.
Yeah, I know my death's been coming, but what's the best way? Didn't have it go out with a bang, eh?
Ain't that the truth? And he kind of, as he looks at E2 and says, "Ah, you're cursed."
Yeah, that's what I tried to do.
And he
No, you can tell.
He walks up. He kind of stands up from his chair, grabs his staff, and walks right up to E2. He's about 6'3". His long red hair is flowing behind him, and he looks at you and says, "May I?" As he holds out his hand.
I give him my paw.
As you do, he kind of lifts you up a little bit and kind of grabs you around your neck, almost to choke you. This is gonna go badly, as you suddenly feel an impulse of strong magic on your throat. And you remember how you had that crown with the gemstones that originally cursed you melded into your skin?
Yep, right on my throat.
You feel it suddenly, something in your skin starts to kind of feel really hot and warm, and as he removes his hand away, the crown and the gemstones start to shatter into a thousand small pieces and drop to the ground. And he just lets you go and sits back down and says, "There."
I'm gonna kind of fall to the floor for a little bit. That hurt a lot.
Says, "Yes, but you're no longer cursed. You're welcome."
Oh, how could I ever thank you?
Kill Ven
I kiss
Zorwin.
your shoes.
There was always a catch. I kind of fucking
Oh,
figured.
you want me to kill him? You know he's unkillable, right? He's kind of immortal.
He pulls up his armor a little bit and he says, and looks at what looks to be a sundial with a bright golden mirror on it, and says, "According to what we have here, he's not anymore." And he just kind of smiles.
He's not anymore?
It seems his immortality has passed. And he kind of flips or moves the mirror slightly. Huh. And he looks over at Dulkin and he's just kind of stares at Dulkin for a second and looks back down at his watch. Interesting. And he goes back to eating his
What's
eating
interesting
the raw
about
meat.
Dulkin? Pardon. What's interesting about Dulkin?
Ah, It seems your friend over there doesn't realize he has a dagger in his pocket, and he's not just happy to see that elf. That has a gemstone with immortality captured inside of it.
Oh, fuck! The
Yeah.
gemstone took Ben's immortality! Fuck!
And Dolkin never felt the guy put that in his back pocket. Dolkin's been running around with immortality in his ass the entire time.
Dolkin's running around with a lot of things in his pockets.
Well, this is fun.
And he just looks at it and says,
And I'm oblivious to all of it.
yes, he's looking through this book of ancient Dwarvish with all these mystical designs and stuff as he's studying it. And this other elf is like kind of walking him through things and answering all of the ridiculous questions. And he goes, the Emperor just continues, well,
Wow.
I guess that's all you'll be needing of me, unless you had something further you'd like to ask. I have an appointment, and he looks back down at the watch, in about an hour, when the queen, the crumbling mountain will be dead.
This is difficult to say, but are you really, I have to really kill him.
Oh my
No,
God.
not at all. I don't care. It was a joke.
Oh, jeez. Don't scare me like that.
I'm
I
so
like
sorry.
you. You have dark humor.
I am so sorry for stupidity.
And he looks to Advil and says, well, to be fair, I'm dealing with more stupidity than you'd expect. Have you not seen the person I'm fighting? I can't believe
Oh.
this woman managed to take an entire castle.
No, and you're doing a very good job fighting them.
That's so true. And it's quite enjoyable to just sit and watch, as this woman is about to fail within the next hour when she should be dead.
May I ask, who are you trying to fight and conquer?
Aeron, Queen of Dragon's Gate.
Ah.
We know her as the
Okay.
Crumbling Mountain, for soon she will be nothing but ashes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. In fact,
I
would
wondered.
you and your cohort like to make a little money?
Are you suggesting a bet?
No, I'm suggesting a task, and don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to kill the person that I'm seeking.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. When you exit those doors, ask the lovely hostess over there, to put you in front of the eastern gate in Dragon's Gate. All you must do is open the doors. And I will reward you with, let's say, 2 wish spells for your entire party.
We make
Two
Dolkin
wish
go in
spells?
first.
Okay then. That's a great thing to do. You have our word. Come
Oh,
on, E2.
wishes for
I
Ben to be immortal again.
I automatically drag E2 away to the halfling.
Now
Uh,
it's your turn to drag me.
As
Alright.
as you start to get dragged, you see something kind of float towards you and goes immediately into your pack. It looked to be a little piece of paper from what you could tell.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. As you guys start to walk over, Dolkin, are you continuing to talk to this elven man about the book?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep hanging out with these guys until my rest of my associates decide we need to leave.
All right. As you continue to talk, the man looks down at you and says, "You know, I've actually got something for you." And he starts to pull out a piece of paper and starts to draw on it. As he starts drawing it, you start to see what looks to be a map of a city, a very large city, and says, "There's a tunnel down here." And he points to the center of what looks to be a giant castle, and he says, "Go in here, look for the 3rd door on the left. There'll be a vase, an old vase. No one will have touched it. Pick it up, and inside you will find materials for all the things you could ever wish to smith."
Dolkin getting hooked up.
Nice.
This was my personal treasury that I left behind upon my passing. This is
What's the name of this castle?
in your tongue or mine?
Why not both?
One time it was called Welfica, but nowadays it'd be called Dragon's Gate.
Oh no.
There are 7 different treasuries inside the territory. Do not go to any of the others but this one. This is the only one that is not trapped.
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
Underground tunnel, 3rd door on the
no.
left. Pick up the vase.
castle. Third door on the left. Vase. Pick it up, and inside will be an immediate mini smithing bar, stuff from my personal collection and travels.
Wonderful. Thank you for this.
no.
And he hands it to you with what looks to be a rune drawn on it, and says, "Make sure to keep this piece of paper."
Deal.
And you notice it's more like a papyrus than an actual piece of paper. And he says, "All right." And he goes back to kind of explaining things to you. Advali and Itu, as you walk over, you realize this gnome. It's, for one, it looks to be what you'd guess is maybe a little boy, but you really can't tell.
Before we go through this door, can I check the little piece of paper first?
Well, you guys are going over to talk to the halfling, the other person that was in the bar that was of note.
Okay.
But Itu, as
Advali starts talking. I'm gonna check the paper.
You notice that on it is just a simple red line. Go ahead and give me an investigation or arcana check, whichever you'd prefer. Advali, as you start talking to this gnome, what would you like to ask?
Hi there, my androgynous patron. How do you do today?
Well, it's another day. You know, we've been exploding things. I managed to blow up my own craft warehouse. Apparently I'm dead now, which was fun, but you know, my party's well known and respected. In fact, you know, and she just starts going on and on. You realize this is a very effeminate voice.
Ma'am, I'm gonna have to stop you for a second. Who are you?
Oh, my name is Bob Jonoa Jackson.
Jackson?
Yes, my mother's grandmother's great aunt's. It's a long story. Why? What? Do you know of me?
No.
That's not surprising. I'm not alive yet from when you lived.
Oh, so you're from way back in the past.
No. Other way. Yes, me, my friend, and my 4 other friends, a man named Amno, and she starts to go, my memory's a little fuzzy nowadays after, you know, the explosion. And she looks at you and says, there was 3 other of us. I can't recall. And she just looks at you and says,
anyway,
yes.
What are you doing in the past?
Well, your past, your time, my time. This place exists at all times.
True.
It's just rare that you find.
What are you doing here?
I blew up. I'm
that
waiting
makes a lot of
for I'm
sense.
waiting for a meeting to talk or to speak with. She thinks for a second.
Zelm?
No, my compatriots. We just finished killing off a man. You know, he from your time period. He's a man in a suit, black tie, orange beard. Short fellow.
Greg?
No, not Craig. And she looks. Oh, I don't know what you would call him in your time period. He's one
Okay,
of your gods. I know that.
Oh, no, I don't know any of the gods. I mean, I do know the House of Silence.
No. Higher than that. Higher than that. She thinks for a second. He's a dwarf, I think.
Wait, dwarf? She?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you by any chance refer to as the High Queen?
No, that's not right. It wasn't a woman. It was a man.
Oh, her ex-husband.
I don't know. In my time period, that we killed all of them. It was actually a rather fun war.
High King?
Yes, that's it. That took a fight and a half. All 5 of us managed to defeat him, but we almost lost our own heads.
So you died due to an explosion after the battle?
Yeah, he'd been dead for a while. I managed to blow myself up making a device. It was supposed to infuse the world with more magic. But from what Gnome told me, it managed to take away the magic or limit it.
Joy.
I don't know, something of that sort. And she just smiles and laughs. Says, anyways, and she looks down at Itu and says, a changeling. You're
Don't
supposed to
call me
be.
that.
You're supposed to be
At this point-
extinct.
Sad, sad face. Oh, I'm gonna be sad now. Don't say things like that to me.
No, in my time period, your lot have been extinct for years. With the genocide, the Yuan-Ti, so many other races have vanished. I mean, it was ridiculous.
So what races did survive? in your time?
Let's see. High elves, gnomes, wood elves. It's a funny thing. We had a guy. I got to watch this happen. This was great. I watched as a man went and told a lich he was their god. It was great. I've never seen something so stupid happen before. Oh man. Oh, and then he almost got eaten by like 1,000 flesh golems. It was great.
That sounds utterly sadistic.
Well, that
I
dragonborn.
mean,
My
the stupidity
dragonborn
is, like,
compatriots.
completely there, but that's just utterly sadistic.
True, true. But things are changing. Who knows what'll continue on? And she kind of looks down at E2 and says, "So," and she kind of gets right down into E2's level and whispers into her ear and says, "So you got his number? You wanna pass it on to a friend?"
Oh god.
She-
Let's see.
What do you mean, pass it on to a friend?
She looks at you and says, "Well, I've always liked the taller types."
Hey!
You people
I'm gonna
count.
pull out the calling card and I'm gonna call him.
Can
And
you
then
people
He's
not?
literally sitting right there next to
Can
you
you
and looks.
people not?
And he looks
will
over
he
and
come over? Will he?
no, he doesn't seem to get up. He just looks down at the card, looks at you, smiles, and continues eating.
Can you people not?
Oh, he smiled at me? Ooh.
Can you not grab your lucky sugar daddy for 5 fucking seconds and focus with your brain, not with your vagina? Thank
Uh,
Sorry, I can't help it. He's right over there. You know you can talk to him, right?
you. You know you can fuck him, right?
Me?
Either of you, both of you.
She
I
looks
don't
at you a lot and
care.
says, I get the sense that you two are having a problem. Is there something you wanted to ask?
Sorry, I'm just dealing with a literal horn dog right here.
I'm putting the card back into my pocket.
What the fuck? You have nothing but fur.
My bag. Whatever I'm wearing.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
then fuck
Dulkin
you,
is the
dude.
most innocent member of the party, still doing his job as a smith.
I'm having fun. We're having a little party. It's great.
Yeah, he's breaking out the
Okay.
great sword, walking
Got
you
the
through
hors d'oeuvres.
pieces, like telling you where to get the materials, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so question.
Aye. What do you need?
I know this may sound strange.
Says the man standing inside of a bar that travels through time. I don't think much can get stranger.
There's a certain place we
No.
need to go to.
No. Shush. Shush.
There's a place
As
we
I
need to go
As I
to.
pet E2 and just like try to muffle her to shut the fuck up.
That's so mean.
I'm going to bite your hand if you don't watch out.
Anyway, so are you by any chance a descendant of? This is weird coming from me, but are you by any chance a descendant of Zilpip?
Zilpit. No.
Because you look vaguely.
This
familiar.
this gnome looks like she has short cropped brown hair, green eyes, and is wearing
Green
goggles and leather. The one that you're
Oh.
thinking of was the hostess that was talking to you earlier.
Well, fuck.
Yep. Nope. No
Ha, ha,
connect.
ha, ha.
She looks at you and
Let's all
says,
point and laugh.
Zilpip, I don't know who that is. I don't care. And she goes back to talking to A2. She's like, he's so tall. Just starts going.
Anyway,
And
I just
Right?
go
I
to-
agree.
I go find the host.
We should go over there and talk to him together. I can introduce you.
Your sugar daddy.
As-
Wave and go and find the hostess.
All right. As she looks to A2 and starts girling out with her. Advali, what are you gonna go ask the hostess about?
Well, first I'm gonna try and flirt with her. Second,
Oh, so
Uh,
only you can flirt. I see.
no. I want to be smooth with how I do my shit. You just outright say, "Oh yeah, I want to fuck him."
That's the
Some
best
people
way.
like
Yeah.
people that are forward.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
You do. You shut the fuck up.
All right. So as you walk up, the woman looks at you and just stops you. Says, points to a sign. It says, "Do not flirt with the host or hostesses at your own risk."
Wow.
Noted. Anyway,
Can I help you,
Um,
kind sir
well,
or
two things
madame?
I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
When is Zom gonna be back? Are you a descendant of some ravenous fucking crazy tinkering man?
No.
And is there any have is there by any chance you know when the High Queen may be coming back? Because I want to discuss some things with her.
Ah, she is currently in the field of battle, from what I heard.
Oh, and what battle is that?
Good question. I don't know. I just hear she likes to kill things. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
question
fair
those
enough.
things.
She's a complete genocider.
Yes. And as far as your first question goes, well, I don't know. I'm not privy to the information. If you want that kind of information, she points to the doors, you'll want to go through that room.
Don't like that. And last thing, once we do leave, can you be able to transport us to the siege?
She
East
looks at
Gate?
you, looks at E2, looks at Dolkin, smiles, and says, "Certainly." She opens the
When
door, and as
when we
soon
leave.
as you
When
start to
we
say
leave.
that, you get sucked out. Dolkin, you're pulled out with the book. E2, suddenly you're getting pulled back from the conversation and fall into the middle
No. That's complete bullshit.
on
I
the
said
main
when we
street,
leave.
looking straight down at the east gate.
Oh,
You're
she did not like you. She wanted you out
You
of there.
all three are just standing there. You can hear cries, screams. It sounds like something chewing on something very fleshy.
This is some complete shit.
You can
I'm
see
just gonna
houses
go
on
to.
fire. Screams are all around you. The clash of weapons, and straight in front of you, maybe about a half an hour's walk or run, depending on the leg
Hey,
length, is the gate, which seems to be on fire.
we get 2 wishes now.
We'll explain later, Dolkin. Come on, we're unlocking this.
Wait,
thing.
I want to wish now. I want to wish now.
No, we're
I
doing.
wish
no.
I was immortal.
Okay, no,
Nothing happens.
shut up for 5 seconds.
I
That
pull
is
out my
complete
calling
attack.
card. I'm like, dialing the number here. I
Can
wish I was
just
immortal.
Can I just shut her ass up for 10
as
seconds?
you pull out the card, and you suddenly see the man or the feasting emperor's face on it. He says, Jo-
Hey, we're here.
Job's not done. My soldiers are
Oh,
still
fuck.
outside.
shut
I'm waiting."
Can you shut up and just
Oh,
let
wait, what
me
do you
go?
want us to do?
I'm going to hog tie her to shut her up.
No, she
with the
looks at
rope.
E2 and says, "Open the gate." Oh, and Dolkin. And he kind of
What?
turns
Hello?
and looks. And Dolkin, you just see an elf with bright red hair and gold, basically emblazoned all over. He looks like nobility. And then he says, "Dolkin, correct?
Yes.
Good. Do me a favor. When you guys open those doors, go into one of the smaller houses somewhere where you won't be seen and smash open a giant or make open a giant door to this, and suddenly you feel something go through your brain that almost feels like you're being shot with extreme pain from electricity. Suddenly you've got a full understanding of how to open a gateway to the capital of the High Elven lands.
All right, let's do that then.
And
That felt weird as shit, but okay.
transmission
okay?
cuts and the man disappears.
Oh, I
Alright.
miss him already.
So, we got our task to do.
Open the gate,
got-
hide in a house, break open a door.
That
Oh, we should also so while you guys were whatever the fuck you were doing, I found out there's like a vase that has some shit underneath it that I want to try and find.
Oh shit. Alright.
Well, we're in the town, right?
Yeah, you're in the
Wait,
middle
we
of
should-
Dragon's Gate.
We should do his
Hang on.
task
How far is
first.
the castle?
The castle is about a half a day's walk minimum from where you're
Half
at.
a day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of this task first, then we get the vase.
Sounds good to me. Woohoo! We got our
You
own
good
little
with this,
quest
Dolkin?
going on.
In the middle of a siege.
You good with this, Dolkin?
Yeah, that sounds fine. I mean, I don't think
Oh.
the vase is going anywhere, so we can put that on the
Dolkin,
back burner.
Dolkin. check your pockets real quick. Just check your
All
pockets.
of them. All of your pockets.
And just give me whatever that is not on that.
I want the
seems
dagger.
grades.
You have a dagger in your pocket. I want it.
It's a little forward.
All right.
Oh, yep. I find all the shit in my pockets.
So as you start to feel around your pockets, you suddenly something seems to you grasp into the back pocket and something seems to slightly cut you as you pull out the dagger and hand
no,
it
you
to
did not.
E2. And I mean, there's a little bit of blood coming out, but the gem still seems to glow or pulsate every few seconds.
Dolkin, how do you feel? How do you feel after that dagger cut you? Do you feel powerful? Do you feel horny all the time, like you want to fuck every woman in your vicinity?
Okay.
Do you feel like Ven?
No.
E2, how you feeling?
And underneath, the DM writes the description. Note, Dulkin does not have any side effects. Ven was just a creep.
You're talking
do
fast.
You feel, Dolkin, if you die, do you feel like you might come back to life?
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
Would you like to test this?
Can we not for 5 seconds?
And as you guys,
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop.
As you guys are chatting in the middle of the street, with about a half an hour's wait from the gate,
instantly going to the gate.
a half a day's march from the castle, you start to hear what sounds like growling, stomping, and a slow march along with liquid seeming to every once in a while splash from the back streets.
Ew, big tasty.
As you look about, E2 and Dulkin, while Advali marches off focusing on one thing, you can see what looks to be gnolls that seem to have pieces of flesh hanging from their bodies, holes in their chest, bones cracked, intestines being dragged, fresh blood on their mouth as they are walking out of the side streets and back alleys. And that is where we will end today's session. Thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm happy we got E2 out here, so she has hopefully had some fun. Advali is in his usual mood, and Dulkin has to go play drunken hockey. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will see you next time on this show. Alright, I'm going to end stream.